Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and a new segment of Magluto Canadian. Today we are making ube gnocchi with coconut Alfredo sauce. For those of you guys who have never heard of ube, it's basically purple yam here in North America. It's something that is an item or root vegetables that we have an abundance of in the Philippines. So in this segment, I'd like to make something that out of the ordinary. This will be my second time of doing it. So cross your fingers and follow me in my journey on making this dish. For tonight's ingredients that we're gonna use, we are gonna use two cups of flour, salt, eggs, star of the night or the day, purple yam or ube. And for the sauce that we're making, for the coconut Alfredo sauce, we're gonna need 1 can of coconut milk, half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. So what are we waiting for? Start cooking. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat our oven at 375 degrees. And the second thing we're gonna do is, before we put the ube in the oven, we're gonna put a little bit of holes or cuts on the side of the skin, on each side of the skin, just to release the moisture of the yam. Now it's ready to go in the oven. So now that our ube is cooked and ready to go, we're just gonna start peeling it off. So one thing when we're baking the ube, we need to make sure that we're not burning off the skin. Hence, that's why we need to make sure that we poke a little bit of holes on the side just to release the moisture out. For this one, we don't have a potato ricer, so it's optional. So what we're gonna use for this episode, since we don't have a potato ricer, we're just gonna grate it with a box grater, and hopefully that we get the same consistency as the potato ricer. So I'm just grating it. The best part about this is we're still getting the same consistency when we're grating it. As you guys can see, it's almost close to the potato ricer. Look at that. So it's pretty good. It's looking pretty good so far. Once our ube is grated, we're gonna crack our egg. Make sure that we're just taking the yolk out of the egg. Forgot to make a well. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our pastry scraper to mix them all together. And don't forget to add sea salt. And later on, we're gonna have 2 special guests to help us out make our gnocchi. So after, we're gonna add our flour. One thing with this is you don't want to knead it. Just want to make sure that you're mixing it with the scraper and folding it. And if it's still too soft, you can still add a little bit more flour to it. Just a little bit of my finger in there, because my scraper is a little smaller. So do not, like I said earlier, do not knead it, because otherwise it's going to be glutinous, and you're just going to have a gluten-like dough, and you don't want that. So one way to find out if your dough is ready is when you leave an imprint in the dough itself. So that's when it's, you know, it's ready. And tonight I have two special guests that's gonna help me make our ube gnocchi. What's your name?
Xavier.
And?
Skyler.
Xavier and Skyler. They're my two boys. And they're gonna be my sous chef for the night to help me out with our ube gnocchi. When we're slicing our dough, just gonna slice a little bit of it, sprinkle some flour on the table, let your hand do its work, or your fingertip do its work, and slightly roll it. This is my second time making this gnocchi, so I'd like to give a shout out to my chef for helping me figure out the ratio in this one. He's more of an expert when it comes to like pasta, and honestly, just learning it from him. So I thought I'd give it a try for this episode. And once you get the desired size, after rolling the pasta dough or the ube dough, we're just gonna use our knives or our pastry cutter or a scraper just to cut off the desired pieces for your gnocchi. So you guys can see we have all this sizes. So there's different ways of doing gnocchi. So one is like, this is a standard way of doing it, which is like the one I just did right now. Just by cutting it, you already have your gnocchi. Or you can use the back of your spoon, roll it first to a ball, and then use the back of your fork to press on it, and you'll have that markings. Or one way to do it is just use your fork again and your thumb to press on it, and you'll have that nice rustic markings, and then a little bit of a curl. So, but since we have our pasta board or our gnocchi board, we're just gonna do it here. As you can see, flour that a little bit. What you're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of flour, just a little bit, and then we're gonna roll our gnocchi. Okay. Okay, so just make sure your fingers are the one pushing it. Okay. Just letting your fingers roll it. Look what I'm doing, Skylar. Look. Look what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Like Play-Doh.
Yeah, it's kind of like playing with Play-Doh. So once you get the desired shape, just don't press on it. Just like let your finger, let the finger. Look what that is doing. Look. See, watch what that is doing. Push, pull, push, and pull. You doing? Good enough. Okay. There you go. There you go. Like that. Just push and pull. Push and pull. Okay. Good job, Xavier. Oh, okay. You're almost there. You want to do the honor of cutting your shapes?
Get ready.
Okay. There you go. No, it's too late. We already have enough. Oh, you want to cut them smaller? Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Your turn. Okay. So you have to do it. Push. There you go. There you go. There you go. Whoa, that's nice.
This is adult Play-Doh.
Is it adult Play-Doh? Okay, perfect. So that is turn, okay?
Hey, I made one that looks like a pillow.
That's right. It's supposed to look like a pillow.
Pillow fight.
Okay. So now that we got our desired shapes, how you guys want to do this? You guys, we can either roll it like this. Okay, like make a ball. You can make a ball and then use your fork. Okay, just to press on it a little bit. See that? Can you do that? See that? You get that shape right there.
The rolling is harder.
Yeah.
The rolling is easy.
Yeah, that's right.
Look.
So you're gonna use your fork. Here you go. Like, press like this, okay? Like this. Like this, okay? And you get your shape. Well, Daddy will use.
Oh, did it?
That's good job. Great job. So that is just gonna use his gnocchi board to make his gnocchi shapes. Okay. So our gnocchi segment has become a learning segment for us. So we're just waiting for our water to boil, and we're gonna cook this off, and we're gonna make a coconut Alfredo sauce to go with our ube gnocchi.
All Italians, please do not attack if we do something insulting.
We're all learning.
Yeah, because we're all learning.
We got our water boiling. We added salt in there already for seasoning. And we also have our ice bath. So that's when it's cooked, we're quickly put it in the ice bath to cool it down for it to stop cooking. So we put our gnocchi in our bain marie, or boiling water. So as you can see, once they start floating, that's when you can tell that they're cooked. And you need to make sure that they're not breaking apart. So quickly put them in the ice bath for them to stop cooking. So gnocchi is in the ice bath, just cooling down. So just want to make sure that we dry it out. We have different shaped gnocchi here, courtesy of the kids. That's quite a simple way of making gnocchi when you're cooking it. One of them is with butter and sage, but since we're doing a white sauce with it, since we're also incorporating Filipino ingredients in our dish, decided to make a coconut Alfredo. As you can see, I have my coconut here right now, boiling and reducing. Before we add the Alfredo coconut sauce, we're gonna cook it off first, and just to make sure we get just to heat it up a little bit. So you want to make sure that your pan is smoking point. We don't want to burn the gnocchi itself. So as you can see, it has a lot of starch and sugar in it, so we just want to be careful. Just want to have a little bit of color in it when we're cooking the gnocchi. If the pan is not hot enough, it's gonna start breaking down. So you gotta be careful. For your coconut Alfredo sauce, you need to mix in your sliced onion, chopped garlic, and coconut milk in your saucepan. Stir and bring to a simmer. Once simmering, add in your 1/4 cup of grated parm. Stir with your spoon. Make sure they're well incorporated with each other. Bring it back to a simmer again and let it reduce for a little bit. Once it starts reducing, add in your black pepper. And of course, don't forget, sea salt to taste. Bring it back to a simmer again and let it reduce to your desired thickness. As you can see, our sauce is almost ready. So one way to check if the sauce is ready is by running your finger in the back of the spoon, and if there's a clear line, that means your sauce is almost there. And I'm just gonna let it reduce a little bit more. So once it's reduced, we can start plating. Now that everything is done, our dish is ready to be plated. This was such a fun thing for me to do. I really enjoyed making this dish. I hope that everybody enjoyed watching the video. If there's anything I can do to improve the dish, please comment down below. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear your feedback and all your comments. Before I forget, please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. What are you all waiting for? Magluto Canadian. Have a great day, everybody.